Okay, this is part 4 of the Byzantine Empire notes that we're going to look at. It's a very short section. So, talking about kind of the end of the Byzantine Empire, um, domestic problems and foreign pressures. Generals and local aristocrats, okay, aligned themselves with one another to kind of form a new elite class that challenged imperial rule. And so what that meant was is that they're basically sidestepping the emperor's authority, and when that happens, it's going to go downhill very, very quickly. The Western Europe took parts of the Byzantine Empire collapse. You have again barbaric tribes known as the Norms invading southern Italy and Sicily. You have Crusaders by this point in 1204 carving out areas of the empire, and they actually sacked Constantinople in 1204. And so, again, by the later part of the Byzantine Empire, you've got the beginning stages of the Crusades. Again, primarily because Muslim Turks are invading Anatolia, which is modern day Turkey, and they're defeating the Byzantines in 1071. So I know those dates are backwards, but you've got the Muslims coming up from the south. You've got nomadic tribes taking over bits and pieces of the western part of the Byzantine Empire. Plus, you've got the Crusades happening in the later part of the empire, and so all this is having its effect. And again, pretty much by 1453, Constantinople is overrun by the Ottoman Turks, and that's pretty much the end of the Byzantine Empire. But the Byzantines do leave a legacy with the Slavic people, and that would be primarily the Russians, people in the eastern part of the empire. You have the Byzantines going off to these people known as the Slavs and converting them to Orthodox Christianity. You've got the Byzantine people in Russia, and you've got the Russians starting to recognize themselves as a people, and they start to build up their own state. And by 989, again, dates here are all mixed up, but you have the conversion of one of their princes by the name of Vladimir, all right, who sets up a capital in Kiev. And he starts thinking of himself as a Byzantine emperor, and he starts using the title of a Byzantine emperor, a Kaiser. Okay, and this all goes back to Julius Caesar, but he starts calling himself a Caesar, and that's going to get translated into different things. So you've got all these Russians looking at the Byzantine Empire for inspiration, writing, religion, art, architecture, icons, again, because going back to this idea that icons are important in their churches. The onion domes that you see in parts of Russia, that all stems from the Byzantine Empire. And essentially the Russians look at their new capital of Moscow as kind of like a third Rome. And so they send out as many missionaries in the 16th century as they can. But all this is because of the Byzantine Empire looking east and converting all these people to the Greek Orthodox view of Christianity. So you've got, again, the split between the West and the East. And so you've got the Byzantine Empire collapsing and being taken over by the Turks, but you do have its influence continue on in parts of Russia and the Slavic nations. So this ends part 4 of your guys' notes.